Hey everybody, you already know it's Movie Review Monday here on Real Time with Frankie. Okay, I literally just got back from watching Michael, released April 24th, 2026. I was over at AMC Theaters in Aventura, Florida. This movie stars Jafar Jackson, Michael Jackson's nephew, portraying Michael himself. Then it has Nia Long playing Catherine Jackson, his mother, and Coleman Domingo playing Joe Jackson, his father, and an ensemble of a cast as well. Just great actors in other roles of people surrounding Michael Jackson's life at this time. This movie tells a great story, but I think it does leave you wanting more. Right? In this movie, you have the story, you have the makeup, the costumes. It definitely captures a moment in time. Um, I'll tell you that if you listen to DCF with Frankie and Herb, then you already know that the biopic is already my favorite genre of movie. But um, this movie, I absolutely loved the upbeat, the light, and also energetic storytelling that was taking place. You know, Michael's nephew Jafar portrayed him phenomenally. You know, voice and body movements were actually on point. On point. I think that the costumes were really magnificent as well. You know, I could only imagine how much fun they had, wearing the costumes, wearing the clothes, recreating album covers and recreating concerts and music videos and stuff like that. I would have loved to be there, And then there were these scenes where, they had close-up shots of Jafar. He has on the aviators. He's got the emperor's jacket with the pompadours and the gold things all over it. And in these shots, Jafar looks exactly like Michael. In this theater, I feel like I'll say it. I was literally in tears watching this movie because it felt like I was watching Michael on screen. Jafar looked exactly like his uncle in a large portion of this movie. And it just made it feel that contributed to making it feel like an experience. So I was absolutely a huge fan of that. There were some scenes that I personally was uncomfortable with. Right, there are some scenes where there's some clear tension between Michael and his father Joe Jackson. And it just felt out of place. Like I stated earlier, the whole movie was energetic and upbeat, lighthearted. It showed a lot of the greatest parts of his career. But the scenes where Michael Jackson is like tensing up his fist just by speaking to his father, not wanting to look his father in the eye. I'm sure it's a part of his story, but the direction that the movie was going and the energy that the movie was giving off, those scenes just felt out of place, right? Now, I do think that the movie missed one mark, which is, the way it ended. It just left you wanting more. Like I said, there were some scenes that felt out of place, and it probably had something to do with the reshoots that took place before the movie was released, right? At the Michael Jackson premiere, there was a story out there where Janet Jackson was really, really upset with the movie that she saw. So, they called all the actors back and they called the producers and the studio heads and whatnot, and they made a couple reshoots like a month before this movie was released. So maybe they kept in those scenes and it would have had something to do with, you know, uh, um, the stuff that they ended up taking out of the film. But those scenes to me felt out of place. And then the way the film ended, it definitely left you wanting more. So great movie. I'm not going to talk bad about Michael Jackson at all, right? I thought it was a great movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I encourage you to go out and go watch that thing. It was a vibe. It felt like a concert. There were a few musical numbers in the film, and it felt like a concert as well. I had such a good time. Like I couldn't keep my feet still. I couldn't stay still in my seat while watching this movie. I had such a great time. The room was filled with tremendous energy as well. Everybody was just really, really excited to see it, and it turned out to be a really great movie. I had my thoughts, about the movie when I did my trailer watch in my episode where I did the trailer watch for Michael, and there were some things. There were some things. For instance, um, in this film, they they talk about Michael going off in a solo career, and they make it appear like Off the Wall was his first solo album, which in fact it was not. Michael Jackson had a few solo albums. Off the Wall is just the one that launched his success in his solo career. But whatever, there were very, very small things, but the rest of the movie was absolutely wonderful. A great experience. I encourage anyone, go out there and watch that thing, man. I had such a great time. All right. Thank you for watching this video. Um, Follow me on all my social media at Discuss the Films, at Discuss the Film, anywhere social media is, and anywhere a podcast can be listened to. The name of the show is Real Time with Frankie. All right. I'll see you next time.